Hi, it's Will from transplant.com, and this is a quick tutorial on transplanting bonsai. I have here one here that's already been transplanted into a square dish, shallow dish, and that one's centered. And we're going to be transplanting into this oval dish. And when we do something like that, we're not going to center the bonsai. It's aesthetically more pleasing. I'll talk a little bit more about the techniques of transplanting, but let me show you real quick what I got here. You're going to have holes in the bottom of the dish. That's very important for drainage. And I put a screen over that so the soil doesn't fall through. Then I put a thin layer of pebbles to help, again, with the drainage. Drainage is very important with bonsai. You don't want water to stay in there and waterlog the plant. So I'm taking it out of its original container. This bonsai is almost 2 years old, so it's ready for transplanting. Depending on how it grows, type of bonsai, and the size of the dish, anywhere from 1 to 3 years you tend to want to transplant them into a dish that's slightly larger and very shallow. It's important for bonsai that they be in shallow containers. You spread the roots out horizontally and not allow a leader root to grow, and it will help to keep the plant small. So take it out of its dish and break up all the soil out of the roots, most of it, like I'm doing here. Handle it gently, but break up most of that old soil and get it out of there. And I like to use a chopstick to aid that process. So some kind of a little tool to help break up the dirt, particularly the clump in the middle, because that soil is pretty depleted of its nutrients. So an important thing I talked about before was that you need a shallow dish. That's very important. That's part of the art of bonsai. And there are traditionally accepted ways of planting and transplanting, depending on the shape of the container. Like with the square or a circle container, you generally, with one bonsai, you put it right in the middle. That looks aesthetically right. But with, say, an oval or a rectangle container, you usually offset the plant a little bit to one side by about a third, say around the third mark. It looks more aesthetically pleasing, and you will train the bonsai to kind of take up that space over the course of time. So once you've got most of the soil away from it, the old soil, you trim away a little bit of the roots. Traditionally it's about a third. I'm not going to do a third with this small tree. I'm just going to trim a little bit. And now I've found the leader root and I'm cutting that away. That's the major root that springs from the bottom of the tree, and its purpose is to hold the tree in place, and we really don't need that. We only want horizontal growth. And this way it doesn't absorb strength from the tree. So see how I'm going to place it there, offset a little bit, about a third. So put a little bit of soil. And I like to use potting soil at this stage of bonsai growth, and I don't like to use fertilizer. Fertilizer tends to make, the nitrogen in the fertilizer tends to make your leaves grow bigger, and we don't want our leaves to grow very big. So place your plant, spread out the roots horizontally, like this. And then fill it with more soil. Fill it up nice. And I like to have it a little bit of a mounded, but that's up to you. Tamp it all down nicely, so your bonsai is in a nice, nice and vertical, if that's the way you want it to be. And then try to get the air pockets out of it with a chopstick or some kind of a thin tool. Gets the air pockets out and allows the dirt to settle in more. Because of all those roots you have in there, there's going to be a lot of different air pockets. You'll see the soil actually settle as you do this. Tamp it down, and we're ready to water it. And give it a really good watering. And really soak it and monitor it over the next week or two. Make sure it's okay. And that's it. That's how to transplant bonsai. Just a few basic rules. Screen, some pebbles, some soil, trim away the roots a little bit, trim away the leader root some, and plant it. And that's it. That bonsai should do well. This is a Japanese pagoda. Thanks for watching. Lots more bonsai stuff here on my YouTube channel and at my website at stormthecastle.com. This is part of an ongoing series that I've been doing for 2 years, almost 2 years now, about growing bonsai from seed.